Welcome to Satisfactory Update 4. My name is Nilaus, so this is no longer experimental. We have now seen it release, and since the release I've had two crashes while loading games, so yeah, okay, maybe there's just a bit of tweaking to do here. So, but that doesn't matter. That's something we'll just cut out. So that's not your problem. That's my problem. Let me just start before we dive into all the exciting stuff we're going to do in this episode. Actually, while I'm transporting myself to the exciting part where we're going to be working. Hello, Moth. Then let me just remind you that this series is a kind of the way I'm starting to do content here on the channel is a combined series of Twitch and YouTube. That means I replay things on YouTube, but I do the initial designs and exploration on Twitch. So if you want sort of more all the stuff that's going to get cut out during these YouTube episodes, then head on over to Twitch. I'm currently streaming it Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. And if you are if you want the exploration, the talking, the chatting, the foundation laying, the exciting foundation laying, which just takes hours upon hours, then that is the Twitch. Oh, why am I'm not selling it very well, am I? Well, anyway, if you still manage to be persuaded to join in, oh, look at that. That's crooked like hell. All right, anyway, then come on over to Twitch and hang out there. It's addresses, by the way, Twitch TV/Nilaus. But you can also just watch this one and you'll get all of the essential parts. So for example, this is a good example. Laying down this foundation block, it took a while. And that's something when we work here for YouTube, we are skipping that part because it's boring. And then we work on actually content. So topic of today, aside from me just rambling away, is to make aluminium. So let's look at alumin, and then they have clearly misspelled every single one. Silly, considering it is, well, I guess they just chose to do it American. And okay, so here the process is, you can see that I'm working on my alternate recipes. Yeah. So here we have already one good alternate recipe. The normal one is 12 bauxite becomes 12 alumina solution, and then some residual silica. And then there's another one called sloppy. I don't know why it's sloppy. I don't think it's sloppy. It gets 10 to 12, so you use less resources and get more alumina. And then you don't get the silica, which means less byproduct. That's excellent. Then we take the alumina solution. We currently only have this one. Only have this one to make it into scrap, which is fine. This one's taking coal. There's another one that takes coke, but I don't actually think this is better. If we look at the quantities, it produces 360 scrap from 240. So basically exactly what this one is outputting. This is outputting 240. That will be the exact input for this one. And then get 360 out. And then the next step is that one. And we're going to be working on getting a better recipe without using the silica. And that's going to be way better. So that is the topic of today. But let's just head out just to see where we are looking at. Oh, yeah, I can't scan. So this is our platform that we're going to use. I built it really big, but I don't know how big we actually need it. Then I built a platform up here. And what you can see, these levels, they are just separated by 7 foundation blocks, because those are the levels. So I get a sense of saying, okay, if I'm at this level, then I have to go 3 levels up in here. That means if I work somewhere else and I go 3 levels up, then all right, that's kind of at the level of the pink bamboo forest. In here, this is where we have our aluminium, or sorry, our bauxite. And the bauxite is, that's something I'm going to be treating in a bit of a different way than usual, because previously I was just hooking up one of them. But in this case, I'm actually going to hook up all of them. So what we have here is, we have at this point, we have 1, 2, 3. And they will, I can see when they disappear from the map, we should be able to see exactly how much we have of each. And basically, oh, there we go, that one. Let's head on over to that. So I'm making this path in here, and I've been fighting my way over because it's full of nasty critters. Well, actually not bad. It's just alphas. So this one can at maximum be 300. What I basically want to do is take the 3 locations up here, and that one is 300 plus 150 plus no, plus the one I'm here, 300. So I can get a total of 750 bauxite out of this area with Mark II, with tier 2 miners fully That's a bit module, but fully sharded? I don't know. Sharding is something else. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to bring back. And that 750 is too much for a Mark IV build, but it's actually pretty close to full Mark V build. So we're going to design it according to a Mark V build, even though we don't have it. Mark V build comes from the aluminium, which we want. And then we also need coal. And we are so fortunate that over here there is actually coal. And I'm going to just head over there. Oh, don't trigger those, please. Don't bother dealing with those right now. And we have a coal location at this point as well. Okay, let's land. I am pretty sure this is gonna end us with some friends over here. And by friends, I mean definitely not friends. See? Dead friend. This is actually our biggest concern. This is only a normal, so if I build a miner here, can't build a miner just yet, I'll have to do this one and build 2 portable miners. That's 1, and that is 2. And let's build the miner here. Point it somewhere in this direction. We are also going to bring that home. And I want to build all of these. That means the total I can make is 300. 300 won't be enough though. So that's kind of sad. Hey, hello slug. I'll grab you while I'm here. And let's just look out at our setup in this case. And then see, okay, so what we need is we need to bring the bauxite back here. And we need to bring the coal as well back here. So that we can start working on, we also need some water as well. And then we can start doing the design. So let's get those things back here. And then once we have those back at our facility, we can focus on design, which is the more fun part, instead of just laying foundations and dragging belts. And so we're back. We can see that we now have more materials in. We have a few water pumps down here. We also have another line, and we are going to go back. We could jump down, but I think since I put the effort into building the infrastructure, you're damn well going to watch it. Okay, if only shortly. We're going to skip and jump here. So this is 300 per minute coming in. It should have been 450, but we'll get to that. Here, this one is 480 because it's a Mark IV belt coming in. It should preferably be 750, but that's because only happening when we get the Mark V belt, which is kind of what we're working towards. And down we go. Here we have it, and we also have the grid on the line here. So we have something, we have 1, 2, and 3 things inbound. That is excellent. So we are going to, you know what, you don't really want to run around with a net. There. Nothing in hand. That's how we roll, if we can at all do it. So we are going to start working on refineries, and that's going to be the big thing. I'll leave this for inputs and outputs. I will take one. No, what? This one's going to be empty because, well, reasons. Then that's going to be inputs and outputs. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and the middle one here. That will be my spacing. And do we want to make it this close? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we are going to get a refinery. And that will be place middle here. That one. Okay, so the great thing, the bestest thing about refineries at all is the fact that when we build like this, well, not like that. We build like this. This one. 2, 3. I wish all the other ones were like this. Listen to this sweet sound. It connects when it's at the middle. So if you place this line in the middle and you place the refinery in the middle of a tile, then they will actually exactly match. That is so nice. The assembler is one off, but that is really nice. It also works on the other side as well. I wish that they were all sort of assigned like this. So what do we have? We have our sloppy alumina. That's an awful name. It takes 200 bauxite, and we are going to get we're going to be able to mine a total of 750. So we want to model this for towards 750. And that's going to be where we are, that one. We'll put one here. That's going to be 200 plus 200, that's 400. And then another one here. 400, that was 600. And then over here we are going to get the last one, which is going to be up to 800. So this one has to be scaled down a bit. I don't need to scale it down, but we can. And that's the sloppy thing. And they are sloppy again. Just awful. And that means we get 750 inbound of the bauxite. That means we also need 750 water inbound. But we get 240 times 3.75. There's going to be a lot of ratios here. 240 times 3.75. 3.75 is the amount. It's okay, why am I 375? Because this is going to be working at 100%, 100%, 100%, and this one should working at 75%. So it consumes the 150 that's remaining instead of the 200. Hence it is 200, 400, 600, 750. Hence it is one of these times 3.5 the production, and the outbound is now 900 per minute. Cool. Now I'm going to have this middle one. That means the good thing about this when it doesn't have silica outbound is that it's so much easier to manage because it's only one input output or one output, and we like that. So again, we are going to build the next tier of refineries. Also look at this, like that's 4 of those. I thought it was like a million of them, but it isn't. 1, 2, and that means this one will be again our measuring stick. That will be here. I'll align it and I will align it there. So let's have a look at how many we need of this. So we have now got an extra different version of alumina scrap. This is the one we looked at previously before we did it, but now we have more recipes unlocked. So it takes 240, which is exactly what is output here. Exactly 240 output, which is exactly into the input here, which is brilliant. Thank you very much for making that. And it will also take some coal. That's kind of unfortunate. So it's 120 coal here. Let's look at the other recipe, because it's an alternate recipe. So I was kind of imagining it would be better in some way. It is a very, very slightly better ratio, but at the expense of a lot of petroleum coke. And the petroleum coke is not super nice because that's heavy. Okay, so petroleum coke can currently, at least, only be produced from heavy oil. And heavy oil can also, at this point, be used to make turbo fuel. So I think I'd rather use a turbo fuel if I have that option. So thank you very much. We're going to do that. So we're not going to use this one. We are going to use the default recipe, at least until we have another one. I don't think there's another one, but I think this is the one we want. This one, it takes 120 coal. I'm going to need one of these for each of the other ones we have, so that is pretty nice to have things working in a 1-to-1 ratio. So thank you, CoffeeStain, for just getting rid of some of those awful ratios that were part of the aluminium chain. There. And of course the last one will only work at 375%. There, scraps, and scraps. And scraps. Now, outbound wise, we are going to have 360 scraps outbound. That's 1350. That's 2 Mark 5 builds, almost full. It's pretty sizable. And the other one, we are also getting some water outbound, and I can't do that. Coal inbound, water outbound is the same. So if I go back here and just do 120. So I have 450 outbound water. That means this one is producing water that I need to get rid of. But luckily I can take the water out and then I can feed it back to this part. This part is using 750 water in. So I actually only need to supplement it with another 300. Yeah, that's good. And we have our outputs here. Let's sort the outputs first, because that's going to be easier to get that done first. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna milk it up to 4, and the next one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because those two will form one belt outbound, and these will be forming then another belt outbound. So we're gonna have 2 belts outbound for this. And let's see if we can take all of it out at once. Great. And then I will be getting, this one will be Mark 3, I think. Perfect. Look at that. That's so brilliant. Thank you for making this one make sense. Now fix the assemblers. Of course you can't fix the assemblers because you would need to change the size of the assembler, which would just be an outcry of just, yeah, every single base would be broken, except mine would be better. It would also be broken, but I'd accept it because it would just be so nice. But you know, there are these quirks. So what I'm going to do here is just getting, this will be 450 water outbound. That means we're going to need, we can't use the normal ones, but we can use the Mark II pipes, which are super cheap actually. They take a bit more water. Oh, by the way, I don't want that one. I want this one to be a Mark I. Yeah. That's like we do for the other ones. So this is just that one. And the Mark II here. So this one will carry 450 water per minute. 1, 2. And then I'm going to get a box somewhere down here so that we can at least have a little fluid buffer. That's going to be at this point. And let's just take that one. Mark II, inbound. Sweet. So we got water inbound. Now the water on this side, if I get 450 from here, then the first one is consuming 200. So I put it into the first, the second, and then a bit further into the third. And I'm going to remember, since it's 450, it has to be these, like here. And again, that one. And that's the last. Good. Let's build the first 200 in here, 200 in here, 200 in here. Ah, not exactly how I wanted it. There. I hope you appreciate the sort of the neatness of the design. I'm putting a bit of effort into that. And we're going to get Mark II pipes. I try to make it as, as easy to follow, but it is difficult with a first-person game. Alright, so 450 comes in from here. Now we need to make sure that the first one can be fed exclusively from the 450, sort of the wastewater there. Next one can be fed, but this one cannot. So I'm actually going to build, not exactly a pump, but just a valve. What do you think about valves? They can't count to 3. But this one will, no need to do anything. It only serves to make sure that there's no back pressure that way. And what I also would like to do is to make sure that all the water from all of these get actually emptied. That means I should build a pump here, which will go into that one. So at this point I have, beyond this valve, I should have an average 50 coming through, and this one needs 200, and this one needs 150. So minus the 50 coming in, that means I need 300. If only I had some water coming in here. How did I completely butcher this? I don't know. I must have. I certainly have. Ah. You're supposed to be right there. Oh well. I thought I'd planned things right. So that's unfortunately not the case. But you know what? I don't think it's going to break. It's just going to be slightly less nice. Also, why are they blue and not pink, purple? There we go. So it comes in here. Oh, the water's already coming in. Oh, yeah, of course it is. So it goes in here, but it does not go beyond this one. Excellent. Yep, but it fills up here, and it fills in here. Actually, it doesn't fill up until it gets power. All right, so let's go. This one has power. It does not have... Oh, man. I forgot it again. Don't build these pipes first. Build this one first. I'd completely forgotten that. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's a lot of things we need to take out here. Yep. 1, 2, 3. And there's going to be one more, but that's not going to be a problem because that's after the last. 1, 2, 3. This is a Mark 1 lift. That's not going to happen. Needs to be a Mark 3 lift. Right? It's going to take 200 in, so it needs to be a Mark 3 lift. Good. And update. And then I need a belt. Belts come up here. I'll have to make it a Mark 4 belt because I don't have anything better yet. And then I'll just make do with what I have. And then once we have Mark 5 belts made by this design, then we can upgrade it. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to get a few of these. It's gonna be 1, 2 here and here. Get from here to that one and then straight in. So we actually have all of the bauxite coming in. That's now excellent, and then we can re-establish the build we did down here. Unfortunately, and I need that one. Nope. Needs to go down here. And from here into this one and connect this. Whoops. Oh, I know it's difficult to see what's going on here. This one not. Okay, let's see. Does it work? Does it seem to be working? Yep. We have that one in here, and that is... should be a Mark 2, just in case, right? Just in case. Yeah, it absolutely should. Good. This one is just a Mark 1, and that's a Mark 2. Okay, I think this is working. So that's all the inbounds first. Then on the outbound side, that's going to be really easy. We are going to get some coal inbound here, which I'll have to get from that location. So let me get some coal from this location. That means I should be getting... I'll get it 1, 2. So the coal comes in here and wraps that way, which means I'm going to have this one just going straight through. So that's easy. And then I'm going to have this coal coming up top. And that's going to be 120. So we are also going to use... Damn it. Whoa, that's a little graphics glitch there. That's good. And Mark 3. Good, we have the sound. Well, this works really well when you're standing just a little bit up top. And we can also conclude that they have not fixed the flipping of these when you place them. Yep, they decided to rotate. Splitters rotating for no reason. There isn't a single situation ever imagined by man to where it would make sense that when you place one, it rotates. There. These two go out. These two go out, and these two go out. And then we can get. connect directly because these are going to be at 100% inputs to outputs. That's going to be the coal coming into this one. Coal plus alumina solution. We got the both inputs for this. Well, kind of. And we are going to get Mark IV. It should be 450, but unfortunately from the coal I have available, I cannot make it more than 350 or 300, which is going to be an absolute disaster. It will be constraining. I don't really know what I'm going to do because I need more coal and I don't think I can get more coal anywhere. So that's kind of sad. Cool. So now we have all the inputs. And we actually also have built the outputs as well. So let's get that. That's going to be in this line then. That'll be here. 1, 2. And again, this should be a Mark V, but it cannot be because we don't have those yet. So these two go in here. And can I reach? I can. Perfect. And we now have all the outputs as well. So at this point, what is it actually we have out? We have scraps out. Great. Those are the scraps. Let's hook this up and see that it works before we sort of conclude anything else. So only thing we need is power poles and daylight. So let's add some power poles and daylight and then see how it works. Wakey wakey, rise and shine. The dawn is here and it's time to get back to work in our factory. So no more slacking. I have been hooking up the power poles and waiting for the dawn to come so we could actually see something. It should be right around the corner and should give us enough light to work for the rest of the factory. Well, not the rest of the factory, but the rest of the agenda for today. So I'm going to hook this up, and as soon as I hook it up, we have power coming in. You can see these are rushing in. So this is the first thing that happens. Why is there no water? Well, because these two are dependent upon recycled water and only recycled water. So they won't get anything until I start getting some recycled water. That means as it starts up, this is the first thing that happens. And you can see the bauxite is coming in. And we are starting to make something. Let's go. We are starting to also consume coal. Oh, wow. It's already been built. Huh. That was fast. It's making aluminium scrap. Like vast quantities of it. And the most interesting thing is to see whether these will actually start getting just a bit of water inbound. Yes, they're getting a bit of water. It's going to take a while to stabilize. But the design here is preventing it from jamming, because one of the big things is that if I did not sort of put that valve in here, if I did not... Who did that during the night? I'm sure that this was fine before. Okay, maybe that's why there's no water. Okay. Okay. Anyway, this one is pumping in 300 per minute. Good stuff. And this one is coming in. And they're just going hopefully in there first. Alright, so if I did not have this valve, what would happen is that if it got stuck on the output side like it is now, then this one would keep filling up the water into all of that and even back into that tank as well. And that meant the whole system would jam with water. But by opening this one, that means I can, on this side for these two, they can only use recycled water. So if it ever gets stuck, these two will not get anything because they only can use recycled water. That means you can always kickstart it. It will always be able to start itself. So here we have our aluminium scrap, and that's what we want to do now. We want to proceed with the aluminium scrap, and that is super fortunate because if we look at aluminium ingots, we now have the second recipe here, which is super nice. I mean, obviously this one is 6-4, so it's a 2/3 yield. This is 2-1, so it's it's 50% yield. I'm going to take this because no way I'm going to do that. Plus, foundry versus smelter. I'll take the smelter option. So what we have here is, if they were running full tilt, this would be 720 on the one belt, 720 on the other belt. If I have 720, then I would need 1200 to, or 12 smelters to actually consume it. So let's build 12 smelters and then just be happy about it and go like, yeah, that's definitely enough. So I'm gonna get one of these. I love that they tried to sort of link to that one for no reason at all. There and there and there. That's, what is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what I want to do for this is oh wow, I did, oh no, I made a mistake. I made all of these incorrect. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that because we're gonna have to do some weed work anyway. I'm not gonna be starting to clean that up. I'll just pretend this is correct. So this one comes in here. Let's check. This is the middle. Yeah. That one here. So we'll ignore the stuff behind us and just go, yeah. So that comes in here. Also 12 on this line, which I have no idea what it is, but I assume that I counted to 12 correctly before, so we just keep going over here. And if I get 2 belts of 720 inbound, then I should get 720 outbound, but it's not quite going to be that much. That's fine. Because the last one is not working at 200 inbound, it's working at 150 inbound, so it's going to be slightly less. That's not a big deal at all. I'm just going to use this for alignment purposes. And there. No, we don't need this. Here. Boom. And the blue one towards me. So these go in here. They are just going to be aluminum scrap to aluminum ingot. 2 to 1. Nope. Here. And here. Here. And then we need, this can also be, oh, look at that. I have an extra one. Conveyor merger. Yep. We're going to merge it at the middle of this tile. Yes. Which will then again. Okay, so you know the drill. You know the drill. You know what's gonna happen. We're gonna do this one. All of these are gonna be set up. They're gonna be going into a box that will be right here. And since this one's going to fill up real quick, then I think I actually need a few boxes. I don't know, do I want to build them on top of each other? That seems weird. Yeah, that seems weird. I think I'd rather build them next to each other. Like that. And like that. Yeah, that's probably better. And then get some kind of belts. Some kind of belts. And likewise in this one, we just need a lot of this. Once it gets going, we just want to make sure we have a lot. Although this is only aluminum ingots, we don't have all the way to the alclad aluminum sheets or the aluminum casing. Let's build the rest of them, fix the mistake over there so we can start getting it inbound. Alright, so alright, so I think I've hooked it all up. They all have belts, input, output. And they have recipes and they have power. At least they have power lines, but they don't have the power yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the power and I am going to input the belts here. I am going to show you just some nice little thing here. That one. So you get from here and go this way. Great. Inbound. And over on this side. And again, we get it level 4. Take a look at this. Man, just fits perfectly. Isn't that lovely? And all we need now is hook up the power. Boom. And we should see all of this one start working. Look at that. We got aluminum ingots for days. 4 days. Please let me land on top of it. And that bit. Oh, yes, that's perfect. Nice. And here it goes. Here it goes. There you go. That is a lot of ingots. So what we need to do from here, which is not what we can't be doing that in this episode because you can see the runtime is already getting up there, and primarily because this next step is to make it aluminium, alclad aluminum sheets require some copper ingots. aluminium casing require either not or yes. This is a 3-2. This is a 4-3. That is a lot of copper to get a 4-3, considering how awful copper is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to still need some copper because we need some alkyd aluminium sheets. But the thing is, with this starting location, copper is an absolute disaster. And let's just look at this ping. So the first ping we get is back in our base, 665 meters away. That's the one we have used for just our wire, cable, and sheets. So we can't use that again. And the next one we have is all the way up there. So that's 1234 meters away. That's the one we're going to have to drag all the way in here. So that's clearly a lot of awful work. What we will do though is we can cheat a bit, because the one back at our home, we have that filled into a lot of locations. So what I can do is just grab a lot of this once we have it. And it's going to be 3 of these to 1 of the other ones. So I can just fill up my inventory with this. I can go back. I can set up a, what can I set up? I can set up just a manual handcrafting. Basically what I can do is I can make like an assembler. I can't even make it because I don't have rotors. Never mind. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a bit so I have can fill up a bit of inventory with this. Then I'm going to go back and get some copper, and we'll just get the first alkyd aluminium sheets just so we are happy. Let's do that. So I'm now heading back with a full inventory. Well, not a full inventory, but 2,400 of the aluminium ingots. 2,400. Well, I could have just stripped out my inventory, but didn't really see the need for it. On the other hand, if I do this, then it will fill up exactly one small chest, and after that we'll get 8 full stacks of alkyd aluminium sheets. And I think 8 stacks of alkyd aluminium sheets is going to be enough to get us going. 800, that's pretty good. So what? Okay. There we go. That one we'll need to change to alkyd aluminium sheets. And there's 2 of those. That's just really weird. Really strange. There. That puts all of it in there. And then I'm going to get some aluminium. I need 8 stacks of 8 stacks of copper ingots. So let me get that for this. So for the very short term, what I'm doing is just stripping these copper ingots that we have in storage until we build the proper one, and that should give us, well, enough copper to get us started and get just a bit rolling. And we'll put it in there so we can get some copper ingots as well, and then we'll see the whole thing coming back online. Or coming online, and we'll get some alkyd aluminium sheets. And the first thing we want to unlock is, of course, tier 5 builds, for sure, no doubt about it. I'm gonna put those in here. Oops, put them in there. Thank you. And let's see here. Ta-da! We get the very first ones. The very first alkyd aluminium sheets. They're being produced at a pretty good rate here. What is that? 75 per minute. That's pretty good. Let's wait to get a few and then just knock out the first one of the research, so we at least can say that we unlocked tier 5 belts in this one. So let's wait for enough to come in. And let's go pick up some of the new ones. Why is that one blue? That's weird. Never seen it being blue before. What the hell does blue mean? Or am I just blind and it's green? It looks very blue, like against the blue sky, but then again, that's how colors work. Alright, look at that. We stacked to 200. Really nice. Let's get it. Let's get on with it. What is that? Maybe the blue means something else. That's a new color. I don't know. That's really weird. Anyway, we are going to unlock the tier 5 builds, because then we can just confidently say that we have unlocked it, and boom, 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 boom. There we go. Tier 5 builds unlocked.
Milestone reached. Improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed.
Ooh. I don't know. Ooh. And I can't even see them. And now this, we have to get used to it, what it looks like. And that's our tier 5 belt. So yes, finally we have the best belts we can get. That is excellent. And that is going to be a perfectly good time for us to wrap up this episode. You know the drill. I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm enjoying it very much, and I'm happy that there's so positive feedback on the series. So thank you very much for continuing to follow it and support it and liking it, and hopefully also maybe sharing it so other people can find it as well. If you have not subscribed to the channel and you find whatever the content on this channel is to be interesting, then do hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care, and as always, stay effective.